Hey guys, it's been so long. I've been so lazy, honestly, to come in here and do a video. I always make excuses like, by the time I get to work, it's like this. It's dark, so you probably can barely see me, and I'm always tired. I'm like, I have to write a list of how I want to update you guys, because it's been a while, so there's a few things that's happened, and I don't want to give you the wrong information, but I still haven't wrote the list. And said, let me just come on here and let me give somewhat of an update. So I've looked at my last video. The last video was me getting a saline sonogram, and this was before even starting my meds. So we did the saline, and she saw an area that was not moving when she pushed the water. So she was saying, okay, this looks like it could possibly be another polyp or scar tissue. So she sent me up for an appointment for another DNC hysteroscopy and told me we can still go on with the retrieval, and you can have the DNC hysteroscopy after the retrieval. And I was okay with that. So we went ahead. She got me started on my meds, which, whew, it was rough. I had to ask my husband to do it. Couldn't do it to myself. And he usually goes to work 6 to 2 in the morning, so we have to wake up extra early for him to inject me. Then there was days he dropped me off, and we're here in the car, and then he's trying to inject me, and it was just crazy. It's really crazy. He was so worried. I work at a hospital, so he's like, oh my God, people, you know, he was worried about people passing by and seeing him injecting me, and they won't know. To him, they won't know it's IVF. We look like we're doing drugs or some shit, but excuse my language, but it was just funny. I was like, who cares? I don't care. I don't care what they think. So we did that. I got, let me see if I can remember. I can't remember exactly. It was about, when I went for the sonogram, she said it was about 8 to 10 eggs. There was a bunch of other ones, but they were small. And so she said, you know, all I'm looking for is at least 8. Okay, so we got set up for the retrieval. We went upstate to Albany, and that was in December 14. I did my retrieval. No, I'm lying. My retrieval was before that. My retrieval was in November. Can't remember the date. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I don't think it really. If you really want to know, I'll definitely give you the information if anyone asks. But anywho, I did the retrieval. The second place I never got a retrieval. I keep mixing everything up. I am so sorry. So we went upstate. It was pretty quick. We actually left really, really early in the morning. It took us about 3 hours to get up there. We stood in the car until they opened because we got there so early. Basically slept in the car, and we went in. They gave me a robe, a head thing, and socks thingy. And I went in. They gave me the injection, did the procedure, and it was done in like 8 to 10 minutes. It was so fast. Got dressed, and that was it. And then they gave me the call. They actually retrieved, I don't know if it was 12 or 13 eggs, and 10 matured, and then 7 made it to whatever. At the end of the day, it got to 3 that were frozen at day 5 and 2 at day 6, something like that. So I have 5 frozen right now. It was all done with ICSI, and so then I did the DNC hysteroscopy, which they gave me a schedule, an appointment for January 5th. This was in December, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so far. That means I'm gonna have to wait another month for February. All in all, thinking that we were gonna start this in December, like I was gonna have my transfer in December, but so many things was just happening back and forth, like with the polyp, and then having to do that, and then the doctor was so busy, he didn't have any openings. And I had wrote to the lady, I'm like, you know, is there anything? I'll take a different doctor, like give me someone with a closer date. and she actually found the same doctor but in a different location, in which I was fine with. And that location was actually better than the first place that I went to. It was really nice. The gown came inside this garment bag, so fancy, and it was such a cool process. It wasn't a lot of people. I didn't have to fill out a bunch of papers. I went in, changed. They gave me something to calm my nerves. The anesthesiologist was really nice and was like, "You ready to fly?" And I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah." And a lot of people, they'll get this injection and then they say, "Oh my God, you better not say, 'Oh my God.'" I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna say that. Why would I say that? And so my husband was there. He gave me the injection. He's like, "Do you feel anything?" I'm like, I feel a little woozy. And then I was like, "Oh my God." And oh man, it was so, it doesn't even sound funny now saying it, but just at that moment that I actually said it, it was just so funny. Like, it felt crazy. I felt so, I don't even know what's the word to describe it, but I was talking up a storm with the anesthesiologist, asking him about his job. And then he's like, "Okay, you ready for the procedure?" So I walked into the room and I'm just saying hello to everybody that's in there. Like, that's not me. I am very reserved and timid and just quiet. And I was just going in there talking to everybody. It was funny. That also was pretty fast, and he said everything was fine. And I just had to wait until my cycle day 1. Then I would call to set up for, to see Dr. Poulter and for the transfer. However, I ended up going away in January for my brother's wedding to Florida. From Florida, we hopped on a cruise. So I didn't get back, and I was getting, the way everything was falling, I was going to be away. I wasn't going to have the time. I wouldn't be here in New York to go for, all the appointments. So I told my doctor, and she said, "Okay, just call me when you're ready." So I did receive my second cycle on January when I came back. It was a week after I came back. It was a Monday, and I went for my first sonogram, and everything was fine. I had a few follicles here and there, and now I'm scheduled to go back this upcoming Wednesday. Today's Monday. I'm supposed to go to Wednesday, the 31st, to check everything again. But now the issue, because of course I have to have an issue that's gonna like possibly move it to another month. The place in Albany, they do not do transfers on the weekends. And the way that my whole cycle is looking, if I ovulate on cycle day 15 and you count 5 days after ovulation, of course it falls on a Saturday. So now I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I'm hoping I ovulate either on the 13th or 14th, so that'll be a Thursday or Friday for the transfer. I will speak to my doctor on Wednesday to find out what happens if I ovulate on Saturday. Because I'm doing a natural cycle. She's not prescribing anything except for like prometrium and those big needles that go in your butt that I was just asking about. Oh man, the progesterone oil injections. Oh, so I'm not sure. She did mention a drug, but I don't know. I was so confused. It's way too much information for me to like sit there and just. My husband was there, so which sucked. But this Wednesday he'll be there, so we'll ask many questions and find out what's going on. But that's my update for you guys. Now I have to head to work. Yeah. And any questions, I will gladly answer. It's good to be back. I still follow everyone and look at y'all videos. It's just I've been so lazy to make my own video. Okay, take care.